Welcome to the Femdom Revolution podcast, where we honor the power of compassionate and ethical female-led relationships. This isn't about women leading men like men. It's about redefining leadership with intuition, empathy, and grace. Whether you're a dom stepping into your authority or a sub seeking growth through surrender and true feminine guidance, this is your space to explore, evolve, and connect. I'm Ameya Lucia, and together we're pioneering a new paradigm of authentic, empowered relationships.
Harnessing creative and sexual energy, the facts and the hacks. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the science behind sexual and creative energy. I know, the way I talk about things can sometimes have it sounding like a philosophical conversation or a spiritual woo-woo, and that may be more my style, true. But it is important to recognize the profound impact of being conscious about our sexual and creative energy is actually grounded in science, particularly in how the brain responds to pleasure, focus, and motivation. I'm here today with Ameya Lucia.
Hello.
Essie Grace.
Hi.
And our sub, Traveler.
Hey, guys.
Traveler, will you talk with us a little bit about dopamine and delayed gratification?
Yeah, absolutely. Dopamine is often called the pleasure chemical, and it plays a major role in how we experience motivation, desire, and reward. Every time that you engage in an act that releases dopamine, such as consuming pornography or even having an orgasm, you get a hit of pleasure. But the downside of that is more often you do it, this can lead to a loss of motivation and focus over time. Research shows that overexposure to instant gratification, especially through things like pornography, can desensitize the brain's dopamine receptors, reducing the reward response to normal pleasures such as accomplishments, relationships, etc. Something I've mentioned in a previous podcast that I feel is worth mentioning here is addictions are often like having a highway paved inside your brain. So the more often you engage in an addiction, it's like paving this really long 5-lane wide highway where you can go 100 miles an hour, and your brain gets used to that highway. So once you've made the decision that you want to break this addiction, you want to forge a new path, you're essentially pulling the car over, you're getting off on the shoulder, and you're charting this new course through the woods. And there's going to be brush and trees and rocks and all sorts of things in your way that you're going to have to clear and move through in order to pave this new road. And the whole time, your brain knows that just behind you, there's still that 5-lane highway that it can just jump on and go 100 miles an hour. So you have to be mindful and intentional about this process consistently. It's not just one day you decide, hey, I'm going to chart this new path. It's day in and day out. You have to be mindful, consistently choosing that new road and charting that new path. And that's literally creating new neural pathways inside your brain. And the more you use those new roads, the more that old highway will then corrode and fall apart. And over time, you can rewrite these habits.
That's where practices like chastity and mindfulness and basically practicing delayed gratification, having a normal or integrated practice like this can help the brain to rewire itself. And that's one of the reasons why we love chastity. It's like we're showing you, oh, you can pave a road over here. Like, actually try doing this. And yeah, it does take some saying no to yourself because there's not that button, that quick fix button, but you have the chance to rewire some things and give yourself that space. And then, of course, the longer term goals are more pleasurable too, which is you're taking the energy that would have been spent in getting that quick fix in the short term and redirecting it. And then you can actually have a more fulfilling life in the long run because you elected to do that. It is a choice. And like you said, you have to be proactive about it.
It's a decision that you have to continually make. It's not just a one and done and you fixed it. It's something you have to work at, and it's challenging. And there'll be times that you mess up and you just have to pick yourself up and keep picking that new path.
And one of the most common ways that sexual energy is misused, you spoke to it just a moment ago, it's through porn and porn addiction. And studies have shown that heavy pornography use rewires the brain, and it reduces the sensitivity to dopamine, and it leads to an inability to enjoy regular aspects of life, like work or relationships. And so, like, the science is backing what you just shared.
Yeah, and when I hear that, okay, the inability to enjoy regular aspects of life, like work or relationships, there's something blocking you from experiencing like life's simple pleasures. And if you can't experience pleasure, how are you going to give pleasure to your goddess? How are you going to know like the simple ways that you can serve that are going to bring her pleasure? And so, yeah, this is a really, really great topic. It, this pornography addiction, it really messes with like our natural reward system. And by flooding the brain with dopamine, giving that quick, intense reward with, let's be honest, very little effort, over time, that overstimulation, it makes the brain so much less sensitive. And that carries over into like, many areas of life where you have the risk of losing sensitivity.
Yeah, and what you just made me think of too, like there are different kinds of doms out there, clearly. And myself and the Femrev goddesses, we're a very special breed, I will say. And we're even living our lives outside of the kink realm, but within it too, with long-term goals in mind. And we're the type of people that make sacrifices for the long term. So if somebody wants to serve, like they have to know how to do that, because as far as I'm concerned, if there's a sub in my field and he doesn't know how to sacrifice the quick hit or fix for the long term, he is a drain. He's holding me back, and I don't have a lot of tolerance for that kind of behavior in my space, because I know what is being sacrificed for the long term. And so, yeah, subs do. I mean, this is for you too, but just to have the reflection of a woman in your life that is like, nope, that's not going to fly here, and this is why, and is leading by example, like that can really help to motivate one to even want to grab the machete and chart a new path, right? So we're cutting trails here on the farm all the time, so we see it in action.
When you spend so much time overstimulating your dopamine receptors with pornography, your brain doesn't have dopamine left for other pleasures. So when you get that promotion at work, or you win at a video game that you're playing, your brain simply doesn't have dopamine or that reward chemical. And so now things that you usually would enjoy, you don't. And so a lot of people who are addicted to pornography say that they're depressed, or that normal things that they enjoy don't interest them anymore, because they've simply run out of dopamine and there's not that natural reward at play.
And yeah, depressed is one word for it. And oftentimes subs are saying like, I'm drained, I'm tired, I don't have energy for XYZ, I don't have energy to do the things that are good for me, that are going to pull me out of this. I don't have the energy for it, right? And that's exactly why. Like they've depleted their resources essentially. But you make the choice to change that habit and you start refilling. And that emotional disconnect too, that can kind of be a result of depleted energy. You can start actually connecting, because that's also what people are going for when they go to porn. They want to feel connected. And again, it's just like the quick hit version. It's not the long-term
investment.
Yes, which is what is actually craved. Like humans are calibrated to live in tribe and with others, and like we find that very rewarding, and it is a lot of work, and that is also why it's so rewarding.
And I want to add that whenever you're changing from an old habit to a new one, there can be a detox period. So if you're looking to experience the benefits from a chastity experience, there may be a time where you're still feeling that drain or that emotional flatness. And it's totally okay to take space and do nothing. Like chastity can be a practice of not doing. And then throughout time, you'll start to notice your meter starts to fill up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is like a random little ad, but I don't know if we touched on it yet. Tell me if we did. Did we talk about the testosterone levels? Because
No, we
I don't think
didn't.
so.
Okay, because just I'm thinking of like the other meters, right? And
Mhm.
men, you can really lower your testosterone levels if you are releasing too frequently, if you're
Oh,
coming
yeah.
too frequently, and that's also linked to the drive and the ambition and the physical well-being. So it's like multiple batteries can get drained by being too loose with how you spend this energy. And again, that just highlights the benefits of intentional energy use.
So discipline is a benefit of intentional energy use, and it can help you learn how to hold and direct your sexual energy. So with practices like chastity, which is delayed gratification, or meditation, these things help you improve your strength and your willpower over time.
And I think it's important, really fast,
Mhm.
to recognize that it's like a seed, like it'll multiply on itself. So it's a benefit of intentional energy use, and it's also a means of intentional energy use. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
So
like it's the
It's-
reward, and it's also what you do to get more of the reward.
yeah.
Mhm.
So like you practice a little bit of delayed gratification, and then that's a little bit of discipline, right? And then it actually supports you in being able to have more self-discipline.
It's like a muscle. Essentially, the more you exercise that muscle of discipline, of controlling your impulses, the stronger it'll get and the easier it'll be over time. So that can apply to anything. Say you're going to skip a dessert at dinner tonight and save it for tomorrow. That's practicing that delayed gratification.
Just tomorrow? Wow. Good
Or
job.
maybe for a few
Start.
start small and build up. I've even
Yeah.
practiced fasting up to multiple days to practice delayed
Mhm.
gratification.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a good one.
Another word I like to use for it is impulse control. And so if you think to yourself, every time I'm practicing discipline, I'm improving my impulse control, then you can think about all the other ways it can relate to your life too, such as creating stronger and better relationships. So when you're being intentional, you become more available to life. You become more emotionally available, and you can experience deeper intimacy with people around you, with your partner. And instead of draining energy through this constant release, you're channeling it into different things that you want to see in your life, like good relationships, like that great score on the tests that you're taking, whatever it is that you want, that goal that you want to reach. And you're like, oh man, how do I get there? Well, now you have the space and you have the energy, you have the motivation, the drive
It's like
to put
more material to work with.
in.
Another benefit is often like enhanced creativity and productivity too. So, some men are creative beings and they will reflect to me, oh man, like chastity's been great. I've been able to make more art. Or like another creative outlet that I love in a man is cooking and like
Mhm.
baking.
Oh, yeah.
It's so great. And so like I have subs in chastity right now in the Locked Boys group that he's great at making desserts. Shout out if you're hearing this. And he's like, I actually want to be able to make more like meals. But because he's in chastity, he's not spending his time in his room jerking off, wasting it, right? Instead, he's learning new recipes. He's stepping up his game. And I've even told him if he didn't live so far away, I technically still, I'm considering him for, in-home chef for our Femdom Revolution retreat. Dropping that here just briefly, very exciting. But yeah, so basically enhanced creativity is another benefit of more intentional use of this sexual creative energy, as well as that productivity piece. Like men are getting more done because they're not jerking it off. So just to tie that in, it doesn't necessarily need to be more creative ventures that are happening. Like for some, it really is just like, wow, I was able to get much more done in my 8 hours of work today than normal because I had a clear head, I had more energy, I had more focus. Like I wasn't looking for the quick hit. I was able to like hone in and get it done. So yeah, definitely a benefit our chastity subs do rave about too.
I can definitely speak to that one because I remember when I was really deep into porn addiction, when I got home from work, I would come home, I'd sit down at my computer, and my guitars are hanging on the wall, not even 5 feet from my computer. And I would often look over there and be like, I just don't really feel like playing. And I would end up watching porn instead. And what I found is once I started practicing chastity and actually became more focused and intentional with my energy, now I can pick up my guitar and actually enjoy playing again and sit with some of those emotions. And it's really a beautiful pathway to get some of that out, to cycle some of that energy. If I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling angry or I'm feeling happy, whatever the emotion, I have a way of cycling that through playing a song or expressing myself through music. And that's a really beautiful outlet.
You just touched on, that last benefit that I wanted to add here before moving on to the next piece is just like the emotional growth. The fact that you weren't filling your time with, again, I'm just going to keep calling it like the quick fix or the quick hit. You have room to be present with your emotions. And sometimes that can look messy because like being present with our emotions, we might have this backlog of stuff to work through. And I think regardless, like we'll have waves that are sometimes pleasant and sometimes, less than pleasant. But when you have room to move that, you're clearing the pipes and you also have the space now to build. And I picture the pipes always with the emotions. So I'm like, yeah, like, oh, actually, I want to grow in this direction because the pipes are clear. I can actually add on to them now. I can extend this section of like my emotional house and everything will flow smoothly. You're not going to have like a bust pipe and a flood or something, right? Because you're present, because you're there, because you're doing that work.
And the emotional intelligence improving makes so much sense with chastity because when you're in chastity, right, there's a pressure that's building. You're not just releasing it. So you can become more comfortable with pressure, have more space, more awareness to be present with the pressure that accumulates in your own emotions. You actually, have the space to care for them. You're not just looking to get rid of them. You're not just looking to relieve pressure for the sake of it. And yeah, I think that's really important. And that's something that I've heard, many times from my subs is just how they're just clear. They really feel like they can be more and more themselves because of this like new connection with their emotions. And that gives them more confidence to just move throughout their lives. And it's very cool.
Yeah, because emotions come up in every area of our lives.
Oh,
so like if we can learn to navigate that in one area, it serves every other area. So it's just good work, guys. We're proud of you.
It's so interesting to me because I really didn't connect these two dots until just now hearing you say that. And this is something Creatrix can likely speak to, as I've worked with her quite a bit. But I think back to when I started my journey of chastity. And at the time, I was engaged in pornography addiction and drugs and alcohol. And I was using all of those vices to essentially numb myself and run from the emotions that I wasn't dealing with. And so there's this kind of scary period when you actually turn and you face those that feels overwhelming. There was so much in that quote pipeline that was backing it up that I essentially didn't have the space for any new emotion that came up. So the smallest little things would derail me. And it didn't take much to really knock me off course. And so I was constantly messing up and I was constantly in this vortex of emotion. But once I started working through those things and started processing it and clearing the stuff that I wasn't dealing with, I now have this space. So when something does come up, I can stay grounded. I can see, hey, this came up. This is how I'm feeling about it. And I can process that. And now I have healthy outlets like, okay, I'm feeling sadness today. So I'm going to pull my guitar out and I'm going to play a sad song, and I'm going to honor that emotion. I can feel the sadness, but then I can cycle it in this beautiful way through music. And then I can put the guitar down and I can go on with my day. And now it isn't this destabilizing force that comes up. It's really this beautiful thing that I can honor, hold space for, and then move on without it derailing me.
Yes. So well put. And also, if I look like I want to laugh, it's because I do. Because did you guys see, side note, that interviewer that was talking about holding space? She was talking with Ariana Grande and the other, I'm terrible with names, but like the Wicked cast member.
No.
It was so cringy.
Oh,
and so
no.
now when I hear like the word like holding space, I'm like immediately thrown into that interview, and I want to boycott.
Wow,
that for
that's
right
their
now.
plan.
Yeah.
They're trying to like make that phrase a gross
Nobody
thing.
holds space now. You saw that interviewer. Oh man, it was just like airy. Whatever she was saying, it did not have any. She was just putting words out there. So that was for me why I was like, okay. I mean, I know I do that sometimes when I'm in. It's fine. But I saw her do it, and I was like, oh, we're not holding space now. But thank you for that share, Traveler, because you did go through a lot in that process. And yeah, we went to some scary places, and I was there with you, but some of that scary place was inside of you, and I never will get to know it in the same way that you did. And so really, like, very good work going through that and making space for that and holding space for that process. And it was an honor to get to hold that space with you. And I love to see like how that chastity journey really did support that. And I'm glad that you had that experience and you can speak to it too, because you are not alone in the processes that you've gone through. And I'm sure you've seen that now too. Like so many subs in our community, men, we'll just say so many men deal with this too. And you being willing to share that helps the message to reach those parts of themselves that need to hear it.
And that really has been a big honor for all of our listeners. I just want to say thank you for all the feedback that you've given me and really all of us, because I've had so many people reach out to me and say, hey, thank you for sharing your story. I'm going through something similar. And it's really beautiful, and it's really cool to me that I could go through the things that I did, and now I can use that to help others get through something similar. So it's really an honor to be a part of this podcast and share my story.
And it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of men sharing similar stories, I want to dive into some other men's stories. So we have a list here of men throughout history that have attributed at least a part of their success to their celibacy journey or sexual discipline. And many of them, as we'll dive into, believe strongly that conserving their sexual energy is actually what allowed them to channel it into their creative and intellectual and physical achievements. Can you hear the cat?
Aw, love Yoda.
Hello.
Yoda.
He's here.
Should I let him
Kind
in?
of. No, probably not. Pause 1 second. Yoda says hi, everyone, okay? But I am going to just tell him that he can't be in here. He has enough of a gap that he thinks he can get through the door, but I'm going to...
Oh my gosh, he's coming in. I see his face.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute, though.
Oh, I really love him. He doesn't think he can get in. He knows he can.
I know, honey. I'm sorry. I'm going to close the door.
That was so cute. His face, his head just like is all squished like through the crack.
This is definitely going in the bloopers reel.
You could use that towel to kind of block it.
Oh, she fell. Oh no.
That was enough. It's not too much more clothes, but maybe you got the memo. That was fun.
Okay, now it's definitely going in the blooper reel.
You didn't see what happened though, but we have a Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense to try and explain it now.
She closed the door with so much force, she fell right down.
Yeah. That's the best way to explain it. But yeah, hopefully Yoda gets the memo. All right, we're back from this little kitty cat intermission.
Meow.
Meow. Oh wait, if we do that, we might actually summon the cat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
We have a very talkative Siamese cat named Yoda. If you haven't seen him, just go to the Discord. He used to actually run that Curious Cats channel. We need more Yoda pictures in there, I think. But yeah, Yoda says hi, everyone. And now, Nikola Tesla is going to say hi, okay? He's the first on our list. So who was Nikola Tesla? If you didn't already know, which I feel like you probably do, he was an inventor and an electrical engineer, and he's known for his contributions to the development of alternating current electricity and wireless communication and various innovations of electromagnetism and really cool stuff like wireless energy, which is just very awesome. And many other woo-woo things. Speaking of the woo-woo piece, but we won't get into that right now. So his connection to celibacy. Tesla was celibate for his entire life.
Whoa.
I know.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Fucking Nikola. That's why he had so much energy.
Yeah.
The bro knew what was up. But yeah, he believed that sexual relationships would distract him from his work. He famously said, "I do not think you can name many great inventions that have been made by married men." So he felt that conserving sexual energy is what allowed him to focus fully on his research and inventions without distractions. And I can kind of relate, Nikola, because I have, let me look at the year. I've been doing 4 years without relationships so I can focus and get my stuff together. And I know if I was in a relationship, I would not be where I am right now. I would be at least a couple years behind. So I feel you, Tesla. I do. Next person I want to talk about is Mahatma Gandhi. With all due respect, Gandhi, I'm not going to introduce you fully and completely because I think we all know who you are. So, Mahatma Gandhi, you know, the Indian independence movement dude, the leader. Yeah, that guy, the nonviolence dude. See, I still gave him a little introduction. He was a brahmacharya. So, travelers looking at me all funny. I'm in a weird mood now, you guys. I don't know what's going on. I just got a surge of energy, probably from Yoda. But okay, this is a practice that interests me so much, and we will probably unpack it at some point. But in Eastern tradition, there's this practice called brahmacharya. It's a spiritual celibate discipline. And he was a brahmacharya from the age of 38. So he believed that sexual energy should be conserved and redirected for spiritual growth and self-control. For Gandhi, celibacy was part of his path toward achieving mental clarity, discipline, and focus in leading India's independence movement. The brahmacharyas. That is, I don't remember if it's like 8 years or 13, or I'll have to look back into this, but they believe after a certain point of like practicing celibacy that you're enlightened just from not coming for long enough.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll have to go back in and check on the time frame of that. I mean, that's a bold claim, but maybe there are other little nuances to reaching enlightenment by abstaining, but that's part of their belief. And then this guy who I love, and I had to make sure to include him, Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys, the mastermind behind the Beach Boys, by the way, you guys, like they were all awesome. But he was like, he's really what brought the magic to the Beach Boys. And he brought like the complexity and all of these different harmonies that we all love when we listen to the Beach Boys. Because I know we all love the Beach Boys. And if we don't, you got problems. Go back and listen to their albums. They're great. All right. So Brian Wilson, in his autobiography, talks about how he practiced celibacy during the height of his creative work on pet sounds and other projects. So he also believed that refraining from sex allowed him to focus more intensely on his music. He felt that during this period of celibacy, his creativity was at its peak, enabling him to produce some of his most innovative work. And shout out to his wife, because she was like, Yeah, get it, hubby.
Wow, he was married while
Yeah.
he did that. Oh
Yeah.
man, she is
Mhm.
supportive.
Yeah.
Did it
Yeah,
say
yeah.
how long he did that?
No,
Just
I
that he
don't
would
have
practice
it.
it when he wanted to focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have that in my notes here, but it was a staple practice for him.
Mhm.
So
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Shout out, well earned, Mrs. Wilson.
yeah, for real.
Next on our list is the iconic rapper 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson. I don't know if I ever actually knew his real name before just now. He is a rapper, an actor, an entrepreneur, and made the hit album Get Rich or Die Tryin'. He revealed in his memoir, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, that he practiced celibacy for long periods to maintain his focus on work and avoid distractions. He talked about how abstaining from sex helped him stay disciplined during intense periods of building his career, particularly when it came to business and music.
So he was over there like, instead of having sex, I'm just gonna rap about it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I need a break from sex so I can write songs about sex.
I mean,
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It does.
It's just
Then everything's super sexy.
If you're
Yeah.
not doing it, you're thinking about it. Okay.
Taking it to
wow.
the candy
We
shop.
know a little bit more about Ameya now.
Okay. that was his expression.
Oh,
it was.
yeah. Are you sure?
No.
Because I feel like maybe we need to put that on a FemRev shirt.
If you're not doing it, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Or,
If you're not kneeling, you're thinking about it.
yeah, I like that.
Mhm. If you're not serving, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
If you're not worshiping, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, we could make some.
Mhm.
It's not far from the truth.
Yeah. See? And by the way, guys, I did another little drop here, but yeah, we might have some merch ideas of brewing, okay?
we sure do.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, guys, I really want to do Russell Brand.
That's
Like,
Doing
yours.
these
look,
two.
if you're not doing it, you're thinking about it.
Oh,
Go
no.
ahead, do Russell.
But Colin first. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't know what that movie name is.
Me either. You can skip right over it.
Okay.
He was in Fantastic.
I like Fantastic Beasts. That's the only one I don't remember.
Russell Brand is quite a fantastic beast.
Oh, we're
Oh
on.
God.
Which one is that?
He's
All right.
fine. Don't shake your head.
I know.
He's super
I can't
sexy.
think about how fine he is right now. Okay, Colin.
Wait.
Yeah.
All right.
She'll do Colin and then she'll do Russell.
I'm never gonna stop laughing. and
Ladies.
Practice your discipline.
So next up, we're talking about Colin Farrell, who is an Irish actor. I'm also Irish, believe it or not. And the other FemRev ladies are going to get mad at me if I don't say that they are too. So we're all Irish.
We're all mean
here.
mugging her now.
So,
As proper Irish women.
Yeah.
mhm. So he's known for roles in films such as The Lobster and Fantastic Beasts.
You
So-
guys are like a cute little clover.
Aww.
Aw. So Farrell has spoken about his decision to practice celibacy for a year after entering rehab. He shared that celibacy helped him regain focus and clarity in life as he worked through personal challenges and sought to improve his mental and emotional well-being. This period of abstinence allowed him to reconnect with himself and reprioritize his goals. Go, Colin.
Go, Colin. Also,
Yeah.
probably you, dear listener, you might, maybe what we can do is include some of this hysterics at the end of our podcast, but it took us about 10, maybe 15 minutes to get through this one little piece of Colin because we couldn't stop laughing. Different things kept coming up and it was a great time. We'll make sure to share some of that with you. But yeah, thank you for your sacrifice, Colin.
Thank you for your bloopers.
And now Ameya can finally do Russell Brand.
I mean, who doesn't want to? So
Traveler's
okay.
eye roll. He's like, I'm. This,
okay, jokes. Okay. So Russell
I mean,
Bland.
I want to, but go
Bland.
ahead.
Russell Brand is really bland.
What? No.
when he's in Chastity.
Oh.
I mean, that doesn't make him bland.
That
that like
fine,
doesn't it
whatever, he's
enhance
not
him? Isn't that what
bland.
we're getting at here?
Okay, fine. I won't say it.
Just do Russell. Because
Okay.
he can't do us because he's in chastity.
Next up is Russell Brand. Russell is a comedian, actor, author, and activist known for his recovery from addiction and his work in personal development and spiritual growth. So, Brand, who has been vocal about his past struggles with addiction, has practiced celibacy at different stages of his life to support that recovery. He
And
believes,
sex addiction in particular.
yes, he believes that abstaining from sex helped him overcome his compulsive behaviors and reclaim his sense of self. Brand's journey into celibacy was a key part of his spiritual transformation and personal growth, which he has written about in his books, including Recovery, Freedom from Our Addictions.
Ooh, I haven't read that, but maybe we end up making that like a chastity book
Like a
club thing.
assignment thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, traveler. So like, why don't you get in here and knock out some of these these men on our list, because us ladies over here are giggly.
Do them for us because we can't handle it.
Oh man. I don't know if I'm
Travelers
fully endorsing that.
Travelers and chastity too, okay? Go ahead and tell us about David Blaine. Ooh, he's
He's
magic.
also
And
yeah.
fun.
I like that.
Anyway, so David Blaine. David Blaine is a world-famous magician and endurance artist known for his feats of physical and mental strength. Blaine has revealed in interviews that he practices celibacy during the preparation and execution of his endurance stunts, such as being buried alive or staying submerged in water for extended periods. He believes that abstaining from sexual activity helps him conserve his energy, maintain focus, and achieve the intense mental discipline required to complete these challenging stunts. Kind of like I was talking about earlier. It's like a muscle. When you practice abstaining from really anything, that muscle grows and it gets easier over time. Next on the list, we have Steve Jobs. I think that's the Apple guy, right?
Yes, sir.
He is the co-founder of Apple. Jobs was a visionary entrepreneur who revolutionized personal computing, mobile phones, and digital media. While not a lifelong celibate, Jobs practiced periods of sexual abstinence, particularly during the time he was deeply involved in his spiritual journey with Zen Buddhism. Jobs was known to explore spiritual practices that emphasize the redirection of energy for creative and professional success. He believed in minimalism and self-discipline, which extended to his personal life and his pursuit of excellence at Apple.
Awesome. Thanks for the Apple phones that I don't like, Mr. Jobs. But good job.
And next up, we have Leonardo, not the Ninja Turtle, Da
Or
Vinci.
DiCaprio?
Oh yeah, not
No.
him either. So I think we all know who he is. One of the greatest minds of the Renaissance. He was a polymath whose area of expertise included painting, science, engineering, anatomy, and architecture. And his most famous works include the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. While there's a lot of debate around his personal life, some historians suggest that he may have been celibate. He's thought to have dedicated his energy to his intellectual and artistic pursuits rather than romantic or sexual relationships. His intense focus on his work and insatiable curiosity about the world around him are often seen as products of his self-discipline. Have you guys seen that one movie? It's like, I can't remember the name of it. It's kind of like a Cinderella story. Drew Barrymore's in it. But it's not quite Cinderella. But anyway, I think she like falls in love with Leonardo da Vinci in that movie.
Whoa.
It's so sweet. Okay.
Well, too bad, sister.
But yeah, it sounds like if that was true, then this is a little
No sex for
misleading.
you.
And next up, we have Muhammad Ali, the legendary boxer.
Muhammad.
Muhammad.
Wow.
Muhammad
Gosh.
Ali.
Thanks, guys. Muhammad Ali, the legendary boxer.
She's from New Jersey. She says things funny sometimes.
He was known not only for his prowess in the ring, but also for his activism and influence on sports and civil rights. He often practiced periods of celibacy before important fights and famously said, "I'm not having no sick Wait.
What did he say?
And he famously said, wait, I have to decide how fully do I go with this. Okay. And he famously said, "I'm not having no sex for 6 weeks before a fight." No, I don't like it. I'm just going to be normal.
Okay.
I thought it was cute.
Me too.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't, maybe
Fine,
it didn't
okay.
sound like him, but it was cute.
Okay. As long as it's not too never mind.
Mhm.
Let's just leave it. Okay.
Just let it be adorable.
Okay. He believed abstaining from sex helped him conserve his energy, focus his mind, and stay physically strong, which contributed to his unparalleled success as a boxer. And right behind him, we have another boxer, Mike Tyson, the former heavyweight boxing champion. He spoke openly about how he practiced sexual abstinence before major fights. Like Ali, he believed that abstaining from sex helped him to conserve his energy and sharpen his focus in the ring. He once said that he would avoid sex for at least 5 weeks before a fight to ensure peak physical and mental condition.
Woohoo!
Nice. Dedication, guys.
Yeah. And I was reading this book and I meant to bring it with me so I could quote some of it, but it was a book on Taoism and they were talking about abstinence. And they had even quoted, I don't remember who it was, but it was a boxer. And he was saying, like, I will fight that guy if he fucked the night before. But if he's been celibate, I won't fight him.
Wow.
They're so aware of their energy levels and the difference it makes when they're abstaining and holding that energy and able to refocus it and when they're not. So, yeah, it's really cool to see the creatives and see the athletes in here sharing their story and the inventors, right? So
Mhm.
all of this kind of ties back to what we shared at the beginning with some of the benefits of abstaining. There's always so much more we can talk about on this subject. So I'm going to wrap this episode here. And on the next one, you can look forward to some tips and some practices. And these are both for you DOMs and for you subs as you learn how to hold this energy and cultivate it. So you want to join us for the Locked Boys now? You're hearing all the benefits of chastity.
Mhm.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, if you're not in there already, we have a group called the Locked Boys in the Creatrix Discord. And it's a group of men who are practicing chastity. We support each other and help each other out through the process. We talk about it. There's a ton of fun tasks to do to get engaged and involved with this process. So if you're not in there already, go check it out on the Discord.
Yeah. Daily games or not always games, but tasks and assignments from Essie, Ameya, and I, and accountability. And
It's pretty cool. Check
Yeah.
it out.
yeah.
Mhm.
We've got a really good crew. We're excited to have you in there.
You can also book a one-on-one session with a Femrev Dom. So Creatrix, Essie, and I all work one-on-one with subs, and we're currently accepting applications. So you'll find more information and the application you need on our website, femdomrevolution.com.
That's right. And for the DOMs, we are currently working on a sisterhood circle and a mentorship program to support you in being your most empowered and radiant self, both in and out of the Femdom dynamics.
Sign up to be notified when we begin launching these opportunities. There's a For the Ladies form on our website that'll get you added to the email list so you can get updates straight in your inbox. You'll see it on thefemdomrevolution.com.
And we will see you on the next episode.
Can't wait.
See ya.